At the end of the program, you will meet industry titans in Nigeria who will share
So once more, good afternoon, and welcome to the event called Building a Fast-Paced Cybersecurity Career and Accessing Mid-Entry Level Jobs within the Nigerian and African Tech Space. My name is Ike Michael, which I'm the Country Director of Think Cyber. I have with me Ron Buskela, the Vice President, International Partnership, Think Cyber, Nigeria. And joining us will be Victor Oyeshino. He's a Senior HR Partner in Tangerine, Africa. Also, a senior application analyst for the sake of security. We don't talk about the company they work for within the financial sector will be joining us. It's one of our alumni. So here, we will dice and guide what you actually need. We're sure for you to have actually attended. You need more information. You want to see what we're saying. You want to actually get to know, put the dots together. Let me just connect the dots together. We are here to actually help you answer so many questions and puzzles you have in your mind, show you what we do and why we are rated the best across the world, one of the best across the world, with presence in America, Israel, India, Singapore, Schengen, and Nigeria. You're talking to the Nigerian operation. Once more, welcome Mr. Ron Buskela. Mr. Ron Buskela, you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. Think Cyber, in partnership with Babcock University, Babcock Business School, and Babcock School of Computing, brings Africa's first cyber simulator power training to Nigeria. This world-class, real-life scenario cybersecurity training offers immense real-world experience and red carpet access to mid-entry level cybersecurity jobs within the tech space in Africa and Nigeria. I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me to this exciting time. We're very happy to be in that Think Cyber has gone into Africa and especially Nigeria with ICOM as the spearheader of this project. And we're very happy to be in partnership with Babcock University and Babcock School of Business and Babcock School of Computing.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ron Buskela. I will just do a brief introduction on our journey so far and why you guys are fortunate to. Actually, we came into Nigeria sometime in 2021, but our focus was not the university. It was the open market. So we've trained couples of people who, not from the university platform, who are open market people. They've come to take training from corporate companies as company training. And a couple of them have actually been very successful. When I say very successful, they are now tier 2 cybersecurity personnel. So over the past 3 years, we've studied the cybersecurity tech space. And that is why the problem is from the academia. They don't actually have a tool to actually train people to actually fit into the workplace. That is why you see we brought up a model to actually plant center of excellence across Africa. Now for the West African region, and it's actually a monopoly. Babcock University runs the monopoly. So that is why we're working with them to assiduously build capacity within this sector. Now, you'll be hearing tier 2. This is somebody with capabilities in almost 3 tracks of cybersecurity. Ordinarily, without a training like this, it will take you almost 5 years on the job. That is if you work in a good company to achieve those level of technical capabilities. Now, we'll be dicing this. We'll be looking at it. You'll be seeing after this presentation, we'll bring in experts. At the end, I'll do a technical presentation of what the platform looks like, what technology. So, Mr. Ron, I'll be having some cross-examination questions. Once more, everybody, you're welcome on board. Fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the level of information you are going to be having access to. So, just one question: what motivated Think Cyber to design this specific program, and what gap does it address within the industry? What gap in the industry does it aim to fill up?
This question has an answer in two facets. The first one is we were very interested in bringing the training of cyber to the African continent because we believe at Think Cyber that education is power. And we found out that in a lot of the countries and a lot of the companies, most of them have what they call experts, that they hire consultants, and after the consultants is done, they leave. And we believe that with the manpower and the intelligence we should be able to train the people of Africa, the students, and for them to be able to have the knowledge. So that's why we embarked on this journey to bring it to Africa through Think Cyber Nigeria and ICOM, and it has become quite successful. And that is the reason, so that the knowledge is the power, and the knowledge stays where it should stay.
Okay, I'll pick the knowledge is the power. Yeah, cybersecurity is actually a three-way game. People, process, technology. Without the right people, you cannot build a good process. Neither can you choose the right technology, because there are no hard and fast rules for selecting the technology you use in cybersecurity. Now, how does Think Cyber ensure its training stays relevant with latest cybersecurity threats and trend? How do we stay relevant in the sector with this training stays relevant amidst lots of cybersecurity threats?
Okay, well, let me explain to you. First of all, in Think Cyber, all of our trainers, all of our people who put together the programs are people who work in the industry. They're not educators, they're not teachers. They learn to become teachers, but they are cybersecurity experts, all the way from working in a regular company, all the way working for government, security, the whole gambit. Now, what happens is because Israel tends to be in a region which has more problems than others, the people who work in the company know what type of security problems and what type of attacks are happening, and they take them and they implement them into the trainings. So if you would study some other place, let's say pen testing in another company, they would give you some information, but we know what the pen testing is today, tomorrow, the next day, not what was 6 months ago or a year ago. We are up to date to the date. Why? Because we have no choice. We have to do it for the region, and we are able to pass what we're learning in the region to Africa or to other places in the world. And that's what keeps us on the top. We also have what they call a product which is called Spectro, which also does an analysis of cyber attacks. But what I think is more important is the manpower that every day is dealing with these cyber attacks. They learn it, they live it, they train it, they give solutions to it, and that we give to our students. And that's where your power is. When you go to an employer and they know that you know what's happening today, you have a much higher advantage over more other people in the market. And that's proven. We have places like Singapore, where they had a class, out of a class, they had 100%. There was 98. I even heard 100% employment. Why? Because of this. And this is what we're trying to bring you today.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I'll try to actually break it down. I believe most of our audience here are in between cybersecurity. They're not technical yet. Now, what makes us stay up to date? One, the superior quality manpower and technology called Spectro that actually picks what threats across the globe. Now, move to the next question. What are the key components of this training curriculum, and how do they prepare participants for real-world cybersecurity challenges? What are the key components of the Siberian or of this Think Cyber training?
Well, as I said, it's real life scenarios. When it comes down to it, the basis is real life scenarios. It's to know, to be able to deal with what's happening today, to have a scenario so that when you're in the work and you have something happen, you can say, oh, I saw something similar. I've done the scenarios. The scenarios are the basis of the knowledge and the power.
Okay. What does Siberia Marina training method? Okay, sorry. What kind of job opportunities can participants expect upon completing this training, and how does Think Cyber assist in job placement? I think you can answer
well,
the
we have a
first
few
part.
things.
Okay.
I'll answer the first part. You'll answer the second part because that's
Yes,
your expertise.
because
The first,
that's
what can you expect? You can expect from entry level. Pretty much the sky's the limit. The question is, who are the employer you're going to? When they see the level of knowledge which you have, you are able to you're able to pick and choose your employment rather than just take what's available. Why? Because of the name and because of, as I said, the simulations and because of the knowledge. So when they say what level, it all depends. If you go in, entry level, you'll have no problem getting into, but you can keep on going. You can become a manager, you can become a director. The sky's the limit. There is no really a level. It depends how good you are. If you do the studies, you really learn what you're supposed to. As I said again, the sky's the limit. And ICOM can tell you, we've had some students who have gone way far ahead than what we thought even happened. And we were amazed. And again, if you have quality and you do the work, you can also enjoy it.
Okay, I will just try to break this down because this is our fourth generation of training. We've done the first, we've done the second, we've done the third. So we have a whole lot of experience within the Nigerian and African tech terrain concerning this training. Now, when it comes to the simulator, it actually helps you build technical capabilities. It will introduce you to techniques. Now, at the labs, you actually get to build these techniques from apprentice to practitioner to professional. Let me remove the word expert. You can't become an expert without working, but apprentice to practitioner to professional. Now, the grading at the back end of the scenarios help us actually calibrate your growth. Now, we know some people that we can recommend them without reservation based on their performance at the scenario. We know some people who have to call and actually have a detailed mock session with them before we recommend them for what job placement. Now, how do we do job placement here? We actually do what we call the job fair. We have a video recording on one of the job fairs we have done. And those people, one of the people at the job fair, he will be the one coming here to actually discuss with you on how he actually is working currently as a senior application analyst. So that tells you that there is a lot of spaces within the tech space. Now, but mostly they are not entry-level spaces. They want somebody who can just walk in, take instruction, he knows what to do, he has been trained. So that is actually why we partnered with the university to access prestigious prospective candidates like you who have passed through prestigious university that will actually pick this. So you might need to hear this. We just finished a training with the year 3 guys going to year 4. They tripled the IS score for last year. Now, both the highest score for last year and the lowest score for year, they are currently working in the industry. I think they went 3 times. They have not finished the training. They still have about 2 examinations to go. Why? Because over time, we have studied where the point of faults are and how to now. They had all the time. So we sat down with them to build those capabilities in them. And out of, we can guarantee that out of about 40 to 50% of them, they can walk into an interview and walk out with employment that they are not yet graduates yet. So how much more you have been through all this stuff. So we believe there are potential capabilities here that can be worked on through processed learning at the Siberia Marina. You can come at top of your class. Now, lastly, what they did is lower than what you'll be doing because we are adding more modules. Now, let me explain this. There's a penetration tester, there's a SOC analyst, there's a Windows forensics person. They are all three different. Sorry, can you all mute yourself? They are all 3 different. They are all 3 different tracks. Now, they are all 3 different tracks. Now, these people work in different departments. So consider you understand this tier 2 very well. That is a penetration tester. Now, when you have all these capabilities in one place, I can remember when they employed a kidney, he came back to me to actually ask that they are looking for a digital forensics personnel. He is not a forensics person, but he's a senior acquisition. So you have all, why? Because we are studying the quality of manpower within the Nigerian tech space. So we mop up more training so that the people we introduce have the capability to be superior than those currently already in the sector. That's why I said it aces your what? It 100x your chances of acing your interview at the first chance. You understand? There's nothing like walking into the interview and you're totally different. One, from the point of technical proficiency acquisition, your analytical thinking in cybersecurity is different. Your problem-solving skill is different. Your collaboration skills is different. Your continuous learning skills. So these are the 5 pillars of knowledge we ensure. Yeah, these are the 5 pillars of knowledge we try to ensure that you build capabilities in. You understand? So that's actually, so I will just quickly summarize again the job. We grade you at the back end. Now, we rate you at the back end, and we ensure that at your scores at this level, at the end, tells us how you've worked. Now, for those who are here, while we have very good guys during the trade reset, we had some people who are very, two people who are very lazy. Now, if you've actually invested so much, I'm sure you want to make the best of it. So we are here to guide you all through, help you achieve and land that dream job you actually have always been dreaming of. We'll actually be moving on to active on the question session. Okay, I'm the one to share the success story. What advice would you give to potential participants who are considering joining the Think Cyber training and still undecided? There's a lot of people here who actually came to see, are these guys for real? Is this training real? During my presentation session, I will take them across different parts of the world on the LinkedIn portal so that they can see other branches and what they're doing. So are these guys for real? Is this training? What advice do you actually have to give to them, Ron? Hello, Ron. You are muted. You are muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is just do it. Study it. You will get success out of it more than you can imagine. You know, you can learn about it, you can hear about it, you can read about it. You just have to do it, because the proof is what they call in English. They say the proof is in the pudding. It's when you will do the training, you will learn, you'll have the power, and you will notice that when you do go to the job fairs, how you're looked at, because you're going as a professional. You're not going as someone who wants to just, learn a little bit. You're going as a professional. And I highly suggest you're going to be trained by the best in the world. And we can only offer it. You have to take the chance. You have to put your foot in, and you have to study. You have to learn. You have to pass. It doesn't happen by itself. You put the effort into it, and you will have great success. I can guarantee it. It's happening all the time, and we'd love you to join us.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. They say evidence answers all doubts and arguments. We had Grace Hadimefe, because here we tell some stories, success stories. Grace Hadimefe read English in, Benson Idahosa University, and during the 2021 advert, he actually chatted me up and said, I like this curtain, but does it contain mathematics? So when we actually had an interview session with her, she had a lot of passion, so she joined the training. So let's summarize. She actually came at top of the class because she had all the time to read. I think we'll be having her in one of the sessions. She's actually a tier 2 threat analyst. Now, she had all the time to read, and during the time of shortlisting for interview, she kept saying, give me a try, give me a try, give me a try. And lo and behold, she went into the interview and actually benched engineers and people who actually worked in the industry. Now, at that time, it is not students. We had working class people who had worked for years on platforms like Huawei, on platforms like Nokia Siemens. You understand? She went there, you understand, and actually aced the interview at the her very first interview got her the job she's doing today. Now, what are the takeaways? You can't stop somebody who has made up his mind to actually do what? Get somewhere. Not when you are on a platform like Think Cyber. You understand? It's actually a dynamic platform. It's a playground where you can learn, unlearn, and actually skill up very fast. Secondly, there is a law called the law of accelerating acceleration. Now, when you start moving towards something conscious with intentionally and determination, that target will work towards you. That's what happened to her. You understand? So our own case is a very rare case. The guy coming in today is a first-class product. He's a tech guy. He was a tech guy before he even did Think Cyber, but he was not into cybersecurity. Now, this girl had not done anything tech before. She had not done, she was just a med teacher in the school. She was not even a computer science graduate. So my point is this: if she can do it, you can do better. That is why you see when the training level guys, they went 3 steps. They doubled their score. They're still in training. So every year we take this particular set, this particular one starting in August, we're taking it to the next level. We're bringing in we're bringing in the industry titan session. Why? Because we want, right from when you are in training, they started telling us, I want that guy. I want to interview that guy. Before the job, because they're going to come into class and have some sessions with you. You're going to be talking to industry captains. They're going to have, after the international expert session, they'll tell you. So your contribution will make them know that I want to work with these guys in the office. So that's the essence of actually introducing the Titan session, because when they're actually doing a project and the way you're contributing, that means you're already telling them that I am better than the guy in the office. Use me instead. So we actually create a spontaneous environment where you can actually compare your capabilities with those in the industry. I think we'll move to the last question. For those who are just joining in, my name is Ike Michael Uche. I'm the country director of Think Cyber. And with me here is Ron Buskela, who is actually the president, international partnerships. Now, he is actually here to actually talk about the missions of what Think Cyber, what we've been doing across the globe, why we are different. Now, why this tool that you're seeing is being used to train Secret Service, police, military, and now we're bringing it to the university. We've actually addressed a lot of issues. What motivated the development of what Think Cyber? What roles does Think Cyber play? What are the advice do you give now? While it's a spontaneous grant to build a very successful career. I will say this now. A lot of people have actually met me. They say, there's this CISO certifications. I'm trying to this CSSISP. I'm forgetting now. You hear a lot of guys with that certification in Nigeria, they're not with technical background. Now, it's only in Nigeria you will see a CISO that does not have a technical background. So it can't do much during live. The last session we had with the CISO of one of the payment platform. It was one of the bank before he moved to become the head. It was a real dive session. You will know, see, it's technical background sets you out of the crowd. You cannot, what I'm saying is, for everybody who has passed through here, I will not be surprised in the next 5 years you call me. I am not the chief information security officer in so and so company. Why? Because your background was very solid. Most of them actually, once they have an MSc, they go get, how will I put it, dumps together, certification dumps, they write here. Now, there are certification and there are certifications. There are vendor certifications. They are just industry certifications for the fun of it. Now, being a real life cyber warfare, if you don't have the technical capability during threats, you will not be able to undo the issue. That is why it's good you grow from the technical point of view. I've seen adverts telling you can work with non-code or no-code knowledge. You can be a successful, it's a lie. Successful cybersecurity. I've seen somebody working in the bank, I don't want to mention person, highly placed in the bank, now left the bank and started working in the mobile telecom sector. She was asking if she could actually come and do this course. Why? Because all she does is governance and policy. You understand? So there's no need to limit yourself. Give yourself a very good foundation where you can grow to anywhere. You can become a virtual CISO, you understand? So I will not be surprised if people are calling me in the next 5 years. I'm the Chief Information Security Officer. Somebody was telling me that one of the relations in America, one of the guys who took our training came back from America. Well, I think they live in America, they school in Nigeria here. So he came back saying the cousin works for Apple and is actually earning it $120,000. So it's a platform. This kind of training gives you a lot of plethora of options on how to move on. You take a training, you get your first job, you get your second job, you can fly away to any country and start getting good money. That is why the last information I shared with you, those are the kind of job offers that I get. That comes to me on LinkedIn. I'm just trying to show you that there's opportunity here in Nigeria. There are more juicier opportunities in other parts of the world. Now, same training, same trainer, same technology platform, same instrument you're using with every other person in the world. So there's no reason why you can't do better or do well like every other place in the world. Now, there's this Center for Cybersecurity assistant in Singapore. They had 100% success. Everybody got a job. Why? Because irrespective of your technical background, once you're ready to work, I'm sure you can do well. So, Mr. Ron Buscala, thanks for coming around. Just some final words. What future opportunities and advancements can participants look forward to after completing Think Cyber training? I think I've mentioned that, but you can just say something about it. What future opportunities and advancements do you think is there after this training?
The advancement and the opportunities are endless. I can go more into the specifics. I can just tell you that we have people which have started with us and have continued doing advanced trainings, and today they are head directors of security divisions in major corporations around the globe, in security institutions. The sky's the limit. The question is in which direction you want to go. The base which you will get now in this training is so comprehensive that from there you can go in any direction. The direction is not only one. You can go in many directions. You can go in what you like, and you can go in what can give you the most advancement. But again, what you're going to learn now is an extremely strong base, which is critical. And from what I understand, people from Babcock also have some technical background, which is a huge advantage. You don't have to be a technical advantage when you study cyber, but you will have an additional advantage, which most do not have. And I would love to be in your interviews in the future and hear them, because I'm sure they're going to be astounding. So that's my last words. I'd like to say thank you very much for having me. I wish you all the luck on your success and on your journey. And I hope one day to meet you all in the future. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Ron, for joining us. We'll be going on a few commercial break now, just for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Then we'll come back. We'll bring in Ekene Ejike. He's actually one of our alumni who actually took this training like you. He's currently a senior application analyst with one of the in the financial sector, and he'll be actually sharing his during, and after experience at Think Cyber. Thank you very much. Just a couple of minutes. Um, for those just joining, good evening. My name is Michael Uche. I'm your humble country director, Think Cyber Nigeria. Now, what we do, our core competencies is that we actually look at the manpower quality within the sector, build capabilities in people like you, and inject you back to the sector. So we have Ekene GK already in Ekene, please, can you share your camera and just speak up if you're here already? Okay. It's looking like a guy in America. I can see this your new job fits well on your face. All right, can you say something, please?
All right, I didn't get that.
Okay. I was saying you should speak up so that we can hear you. So thanks for actually creating
Okay,
time. Yeah, thanks for creating time to actually join us. Yeah, good afternoon. So Ekene, we'll be asking you a series of questions. What you should be as sincere. Well, although we have all the facts, we have you in the video record. That is, internet does not lie. We have you in the video recordings of the job fair we did 2022 December. We have you here today, so you can always look up all those stuff. Now, tell us, can you tell us about your background before joining Think Cyber? Or introduce yourself and tell us about your background before joining Think Cyber.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ekene Ejike Joseph, and prior to joining Think Cyber, I was in IT. I've been in IT for like almost 3 years before joining Think Cyber. So basically, I'm currently an senior application security analyst with First Bank Nigeria. And everyone out there will know application security as penetration testers. But penetration testers for application, that's basically what I do currently for First Bank Nigeria. And I would say my experience before joining Think Cyber for undertaking the training was I had good knowledge of IT. I had very good IT background, networks in particular, computer networking, Linux system administration and all of that. But one thing I was lacking was cybersecurity. I just had to, take it step by step. I started with networking. Then while doing networking, I was also learning system administration. All of those skills are necessary for cybersecurity as a whole, depending on whichever area we're focusing on. So Think Cyber training it was eye-opening. I was able to, learn a lot how attackers do what they do. I was able to learn. I learned from the basics to advanced. I was able to learn the SOC penetration testing part. I was able to learn how attackers are able to gain access to network, gain access and exfiltrate data. For the SOC part, I was able to learn how to do incident response, how to triage incidents, basically, how to do things, threat intelligence, and all of that. So yeah, it was a very wonderful training, and it feels me to the real world out there, how it's being done in the real world out there. And yeah, that's my experience before
Okay.
Inside that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ekene. Which aspect of the Cyber Marina training did you find most beneficial? Which aspects of the training? Is it the scenario? Is it the labs? Is it the project? Which aspect of the training?
Everything actually was very helpful, but I would say the scenario, because for some reason you are able to test out what you've learned so far because it's time. So you have to finish ahead of time. Essentially finish ahead of time. So it gives you that sort of like CTF kind of experience where you're just able to test out your skills, free hacking, it on the networking level, because each module has its own um, scenario-based test. Okay, so I think that part for me stood out of all. But everything in general was very.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Thank you very much. Now, we talk about the command technique and tool. Now, what special skill and knowledge you gained that you actually used, how do I put it, help you hit the ground running and you're still using for your daily work today? Are there skills and techniques that help you hit the ground running you learned from Think Cyber as you were entering? It was actually very helpful, and you actually, up till today, you are still using those skills and knowledge.
Okay, sorry about the noise, but that's how I just excuse myself from the office. So yeah, so I said the Think Cyber training takes you from the basics to a point where you're good to go. So that basics, the fundamentals is very important. I know people don't talk much about fundamentals, but fundamentals is easy to whatever part of cybersecurity you want to join in. So the fundamentals, things like networking, things about OSINT, things about Linux, Python, all of those skills are necessary for what I do currently. Because in the real world, you would have to, because of how fast-paced it is, you need to automate some of these things you're doing. And skills in Python, skills in Linux, as bash scripting and all of those skills are very helpful, because these are things I use on a daily basis. So I would encourage everyone to key into those basics. And it's not just about acting and hacking, but the fundamentals is very important.
Okay, you mean you use these automations every day in the office? You do automation, you do script automation every day in the office, you use them for work every day? Sorry, I said, you mean you use script automation for work every day, Python automation, bash script automation, do you use them every day for work in the office?
Yes, I get to use it from time to time. Well, it's not every day though, because you still have to test out some things manually. But yes, I use Python and Bash for automating certain things that you don't want to do repeatedly.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Just to summarize, Ekene Ejike is actually one of the top students in the very first, is a top student in the very first scenario we had. So he's actually a first-class student from Jabatech. As you can see from his composure, he's cool, calm, collected. I've worked with different kind of people. I've worked interface with people from university. You don't get people like this in tech. I've met tech guys. They're always very harsh, and you understand, but it's cool, calm, collected. Now, the last part, can you talk about the job placement? The job placement program at Think Cyber, and how do you see, how are you able to take advantage of it to actually access your job?
So what did you call it? The job access?
The job placement program we did, when we actually gave you access to actually talk about the first one, talk about the second one, then talk about the third one. Actually, I think we went for a couple of interviews.
Yeah, so after the scenario, I did undergo a couple of interviews. So the first one was where we did sort of like a presentation to prospective employers, where we had to come and showcase our skill. I think I was tasked with having to exploit the system remotely. So that was what I had to do. And I think, yeah, it was a very good experience, because you have to show the skills to people live, instead of like under pressure. But having to do that and do it successfully is something that I would always look back and appreciate things like that, and myself for as well. Then I went on to do some interviews with some SOC as a service companies. Yeah, it was quite an interesting one, but the only downside was we weren't able to meet meet my asking price. That's just the reason I couldn't join these organizations. Yeah, I think I had like 2 different interviews with 2 different software service kind of companies. Before finally with First Bank. Although First Bank took quite a while, but eventually, yeah, I resumed sometime in September last month. So yeah, it was worth the wait, I'd say, because everything I do here is what I've always wanted to do.
Okay, let me be very specific. It's not that the interviews he actually filled them, but the money they were willing to pay was not what we benchmark for our candidate. Am I speaking your mind?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, good. So it's not that you failed the interview. The money we're willing to pay was not what we benchmark. So any final words for our prospective guys coming in? You, us, Think Cyber, where do you see us in the next 5 years? The revolution is just starting. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of places to migrate to. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see the future of cybersecurity in the next 5 years?
So cybersecurity is evolving very fast, and it's something that you always have to keep up with. You have no choice. When cybersecurity, you always have to keep up with because it's growing very fast. Attackers are becoming very smart, dynamic, and they evolve their attacks. The threats are evolving as well. So I see cybersecurity the place that there will always be requirements for job requirements for cybersecurity experts. But cybersecurity is soon going to be driven by AI and all of these new technologies. So you just have to keep up with all of these things. And as for myself, in 5 years, I would see myself being a cybersecurity manager. Because I can't, because I can't, keep hacking for as long as. So in the next 5 years, I'm looking to become a cybersecurity manager and manage like minds. Yeah.
Yeah, that you are sounding like the Kenya I spend months with. All right. Wish you all the best in everything you do. Wish you all the best. Our own is actually to spend months with you. We push you into your future. We're rooting for you. Keep doing what you know how to do best. Any final advice for our prospective guys here?
So for my final advice, so just to take the training very seriously, especially the fundamentals, ensure you have that on lockdown, because hacking, everybody knows how to hack, but why are you hacking in the first place? So just ensure you have all of those fundamentals, so the hacking and all of these things will come easy to you. So just ensure you participate in the program very well, do all the projects and all of that, and I'm sure, with that much dedication, with that much dedication, we would come out tops.
All right, thank you.
Choose.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ekenejike, for attending this session. I'm really very grateful for creating time. You see, most of them are very busy. We steal them away from their busy schedule. It's because of what they mean to us and what we mean to them. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. All the best, and safe journey in your future prospective journey. Thank you very much. Now we'll be bringing in Victor Oyeshino. We're bringing in. Okay, thank you. We'll be bringing in Victor Oyeshino. If he's already here, definitely he's here. The funny thing is that he's actually in the middle of interviews. We have not asked him if his cybersecurity interview is doing, because if cybersecurity will actually have to pour it, not call me or any of my boys. I had to steal him out of interviews. He's actually a senior HR personnel at Tangerine Africa. That we had actually had some sessions together. So he's going to be actually advising us as an HR personnel. What? Because our own aim here is to, which you see, we call in telecoms, we call something line of sight. So from here to that dream job, you should be able to see through it. We'll make you see through it so that there's nothing hidden. That if there's a problem, that means you did not work on yourself. So, Mr. Victor Oyeshino, you are welcome. You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's always a delight to be here. Thank you for
the amazing work, and I'm glad to be here to share a few thoughts on my end on how to land your dream job. It's very important that everyone is hearing about Think Cyber, seeing the amazing work they are doing. I know some people have enrolled for courses, some are planning to enroll for courses. You've also heard testimonials from those who have gone through the program. So I just want to share, and it's going to be a very honest conversation, heart to heart. How can you land your dream job? To be very honest, yeah, there are many things, there are many factors. There's no one way to achieve results. However, I believe that some of the thoughts that I will share with you would create a roadmap that you can utilize in your career journey. And it's very important to have a plan, craft a plan. That's number one. Have a plan. That plan is, this is what I want for my career. I want to learn from a platform like this. I want to be XYZ. I remember last person saying that in a few years from now, he wants to be a cybersecurity manager. And I saw the feedback from Mr. Michael saying, yeah, that's the game. So have a plan. It's very important to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you just move with the tide. It's important to have a plan, very specific plan. Another thing would be to develop your skill set, and you can't overemphasize that, because while people want to hire you is because of the kind of value you can provide. What do you know around penetration testing? What's the quality of your knowledge around incident response? What do you know about payload automation? What's the degree of knowledge that you have about firewall management, incident report analysis, intrusion deception concepts? How can you uncover network vulnerabilities? How can you do Windows forensics? The technical areas that are very important. How do you do your firewall management, etc., etc.? So it's very important that you develop your skill set. It's extremely important. Next thing on my list would be to craft your resume. Have a CV that sells you. It's one thing to have a CV. It's another thing that has a CV that sells you. In other words, when you have that document, people can easily see from their first glance, who are you? What do you do? What value can you provide? What kind of projects have you done? Have that document that sells you in a very nice way. And of course, networking, you can't take away networking. Platforms like these are opportunities to meet with industry people, fiscal events, very important. Hackathons are very important. Those kind of places help you to connect with people in your own space. You never can tell. The next opportunity can be next door. So very big on networking as number 4. I like to also add that it's very important to constantly practice. Practice and practicing and practicing and practicing is how you build mastery. Taking up case study, for example, I spoke about incident report analysis. How do you do that? How do you do window forensics? How do you do intrusion detection? How do you do all of those things? How do you protect your firewall? How do you do that? So constant practice, doing demos, working on projects, real life scenarios, all of those things help to deepen your competency. One more thing that people don't do is, after they've amassed a lot of knowledge, they've practiced, many times people don't know when to leap out, when to take that step. Some people still feel like, yeah, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I should be applying for internship. Maybe I should not be applying for analyst role. Take that courageous step. Take that courageous step. Take that step. You have what it takes. You have what it takes. And I think that that's for somebody. You've learned enough to be able to begin to access opportunities that can change the game for you. And final one for me would be never give up. It's important. Again, like I said, have a plan, develop a plan, very important. You need to develop your skill set. I've spoken about key technical areas. You need to draft your resume in a way that is visually appealing, where people can see the value that you create and how much value you have. You need to be able to network, attend hackathons, business events, industry events, forums like these, meet up with people, use social media, be very courageous, constantly practice, don't look down yourself, take that step, and more importantly, never give up. These are just a few tips from my end. I believe very strongly that when you have a mix of very strong technical skills in those areas we've mentioned, and of course your confidence level, your network, you'll be able to leverage bigger opportunities that can literally change the game for you. So thank you so much for your time. I hope that these points would help you on the call. So thank you very much. I'll hand over to the Think Cyber Nigeria Limited team.
Thank you, Mr. Victor Oyeshino. Thanks for actually honoring us and being here. You are free to go, because I had to just sit away for 5 minutes. Now, just a summary of what it was actually in an interview session. he had to just come out to honor this particular session. Now, there are more interesting times ahead. This is just the first week. It's a 6 weeks marathon we're running. You get to hear from different people. Why? Because a champion does not stay in one place. You move around. People know you. So we want to prove to you that we have a voice in the sector. We know what happens in the sector, and we can act. We've been doing this over and over again. Now, what he mentioned was networking. I met him at LinkedIn Local in Oriental Hotel. I think kind of their buzz on organizes. So Think Cyber was there to actually have a stand. So that's where I met Oyeshino. Now, the last part is what take that courageous step. Now, we've had people we have trained, and very few of them, they don't become professional trainee. So any other training coming, they jump there. One painful one was a guy we trained, and he went to a company that uses our own equipment to train people. The same training we have trained him, they not paid him very low. I advised him over and over again to have patience, but he just actually wanted to say, I want to go as a trainer. No. Once you've taken this training, you are in mid-entry level position. That is why he came in all the way from South Africa with MSc, coming to Nigeria to come and start as an intern. You understand? I just looked at him. We could not help him. So taking that courageous step, you understand? Employers were actually, Ekene said, we turned down 2 offers. Why? Because they always want to prevent something low because it's Nigeria. Now, this is Babcock. These are Babcock graduates. You understand? We expect to start from what? The mid-entry level. So I'll wait here to take any questions at this stage before moving into the next session. Please, do we have anybody here with a question? Do we have anybody here with a question? Okay. In the next week, coming Friday, we'll be live at Babcock Business School, the one in Yaba. For those in Lagos, we'll be running an hybrid session. We'll have this session. Now, we're trying to bring the general manager of MTN. We're trying to actually, now we'll move from sector to sector. Today, now, David Smolovich is actually not currently within our time zone. Where he is somewhere like 7 hours from our normal time. He could not join in. But in the third session, that's after this, in the third session, he should be back to where it's just 1 hour. That's the problem we're getting. Some of them are actually one of our good penetration testers. We work together on international projects. Now, it will be around to actually share. We are bringing local guys. We want to bring in international guys to share their experience on international projects so that it's good before you come into anything. You have we call it an eagle's view of what you're about to jump into. How lucrative it is. Now, from the international guys that I know who are very good, they don't stay in the country. They move from, because they work for multinational brands, and multinational brands are not, they have contracts across the world. So they send them to actually work across the world. So he's a lead penetration tester, one of the world's most strongest antivirals. So he moves around. So we'll be bringing him here to actually talk to you. We actually want to bring in somebody from MTN. We want to bring in somebody from the CISO, Chief Information. We want to bring in somebody, a CISO, a Chief Information Security Officer from the CISO to come and talk about you. Now, what we did not do now is to x-ray a particular professional. It tells you how many years it took him. Now, you hear Ekene saying in the next 5 years, he wants to become a manager. Some people did not get to manager in 14 years of their practice. So you see that when we talk about fast tracking, this is where it starts from. The next guy, it took him 14 years to build that's 1 decade, 4 years. That's a whole lot. But when you hear him talk, you know that it was worth the while. So if there are no questions, I want to thank you all for creating time to be here. We'll share this video. It's been recorded with you. I'm sure by next week, I could not drag Professor, I could not get Professor, either of the professors. They are busy with examinations currently. But I'm sure in the next session at Babcock Business School, Professor Rufus Akitoye will be there himself to introduce this session so that whatever doubts you still have will be laid to rest. Now, from here, I've trained people, I've seen this training evolve over and over again. The beauty about it is at every stage of it, I try to actually increase the bar because something like a calibration. My own technical background is I moved from networking to routing and switching to mobile telecoms. from mobile telecoms to what? Cybersecurity. So I've seen a lot of configurations. I've done a lot of jobs. So we are now in the business of building the next generation professionals. So I've seen guys build capabilities. You know, it's like a pregnant woman give birth to a child. Like when I talk about, okay, when I talk about Grace, I knew when she had no knowledge on cybersecurity. She took a training. She's now, when you talk and she's not trying to impress you in cybersecurity. Those are the things we want to see, because she has been trained. She's now moving to an expert. She's handling what stuffs in the industry. So for everybody here, I want to congratulate you for coming here. I want you to fasten your seat belt. We're going to arrange expository sessions that at the end of the session, when we're going to the third or fourth week, you will have, if you really want to take in, there will be no doubts left in your mind. Here, we don't pressure you, because we feel how will I put it? If it's worth the while, it's worth the goal. You understand? So you will see a plethora of evidence that will show you next week. Okay, right here, right now, let me just take you to LinkedIn so that you'll be seeing what our international teams are doing on LinkedIn. I didn't want to do a technical presentation. Let me see here. In this fourth day, I actually wanted to leave it till the next time when we meet, so that we can actually, the next time we meet, I'll be doing a proper technical presentation. I just want to actually extract people. I think we should leave that till next week. Let's leave that till next week. When we come around next week, we'll show you what I'm trying to bring in the lead operation in India, the lead operation in Singapore, so that you can listen and hear what they are doing. You understand? So when you hear from them, you know, it gives you that feeling that you're not building a local or a regional career. You can move from here. Now, what I did not say is that in America, we have universities already using Think Cyber as training. That's United States of America. Even in Singapore, even in India. You understand? So before the next 2 or 3 years into your career, you'll be so grateful that you passed through Think Cyber. So I'll pause here. And if there are no questions, it's not supposed to take a whole lot of your while. We'll be reaching out to you from Monday for those who actually want to take the step further. If you feel free that you want to actually still get to see any of the professionals in this session, we'll actually bring them in. We'll bring them in next week. You understand? So fasten your seatbelt, sit back, and just get to actually enjoy the expository session. From here, I'm signing out. This is Ike Michael. Ike Michael, Country Director of Think Cyber. Have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend. You'll be seeing more of us. I'll be seeing more of you. Just fasten your seatbelt is actually a plethora of what? It's a plethora of activity. All right, thank you, and actually enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye. So I can see some people are still logged in. We'll be actually ending here. If you have any questions, you cannot ask here, or you're just joining, we will share this video link later before the end of today or first thing on Monday morning. You can chat us up. I'm sure we'll be chatting on WhatsApp. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp, ask 1 or 2 questions you want to ask concerning the training. Then if you would still want to see a presentation, we're having one same time next week, Friday, but it's going to be live at Babcock Business School. For those in Lagos, you want to see us face to face, you can walk into Babcock Business School, the one in Yaba. I think it's 216 Muritala Mohammed Way. You can walk in, but we're going to have a virtual session, same time, 4 p.m. The specialist you're going to be talking to will be different. We'll look at it from a different angle. We're trying not to go technical simply because somebody asked me, do you have free training? You can't take a free training to move to tier 2. It's going to be a detailed series of training, because at the level of execution or delivering your skills, you understand, the level of precision and perfection has to be perfect across the body of knowledge, penetration testing, SOC analysis, Windows forensics. You have to be able to actually do that across that board. You understand? So it's not what you can learn in 2 or 3 hours. So that's why when you talk about master class, the real master class is when you've taken this training and we now actually want to actually demonstrate a new entry technology or skill to you. We can invite you all down to a master. At that point in time, you're no longer an entry level. You know this thing. We just demonstrate what it is. You go back. That's what they call a master class. Like when they do black hat sessions. Now, everybody who attends that session are all cybersecurity professionals. So research and R&D guys come from the world to actually demonstrate an in-depth research in a particular subject matter area. So a lot of people have been asking, so there's no free training you can get that can turn you to a tier 2 person. It has to be a series of training that is graded, that is actually calibrated, vetted, so that we can know. You see that everybody we have trained, I know them because I'm more like a program advisor. I know their capabilities, so it's more easier to recommend somebody you know. So see you guys next week, same time. We'll be having Dixon for the next 6 weeks so that you can get to know us. We are building momentum. You get to see interesting faces. You get to see industry captains you actually hear about. You get to see them come and talk. That is what we do here. We are the only company doing cyber simulator training in the whole of Africa. You understand? So that is what makes us different. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.